Welcome back to Olympia Stadion in Munich, Germany. Bundle up, 0 degrees Celsius. Forecast, though, calls for a clear day in the field right now in ideal condition. This is where they held the European Cup final last year when Borussia Dortmund defeated Juventus. Now let's take a look at some of the players who could be a factor in today's match. Giovanni Elber, brought into this side, trying to replace Jurgen Klinsmann. They spent $5 million to bring him in from Stuttgart, where he scored 17 goals last year. He could be a big factor today if Bayern Munich has an offensive explosion. On the defensive side, Helmer must play even better with Lothar Matthäus out.
Well, when you take Matthäus out of any lineup, you're really going to lose something, and that's exactly what Bayern Munich are going to do tonight. They're going to try to compensate for it by playing Helmer at the back, 2 in front of him and 2 in front of the midfield again, and then they're going to use Janker up front with Elber. He'll be the man, the key man for the goal scoring.
For Paris Saint-Germain, it looks a little bit different to see this player in a PSG uniform. We saw him with AC Milan. He has had a great career scoring goals in European matches. This year, 7 goals in only 12 games, tied for second for most goals in France, having a sensational year while his teammates AC Milan struggle. And another key guy has to be number 10, Rai.
Well, Rai has signaled his intentions to go back to Brazil, one of the greatest players the world has ever seen. And there's a few good players on this team as well at the back. Ngati is going to be coming up. He loves to attack. He'll be coming right down the middle. And Simone could be the key man if they can get him some room. Domi will help out in that respect, and so will Gava.
Both of these teams have had no trouble scoring goals in their respective leagues. In fact, Bayern Munich have scored the most goals in Germany. Janker's been a big reason for that. He has scored 4. And Paris Saint-Germain leads France in terms of goals. We're underway. Paris Saint-Germain in white. The referee, Manuel Diaz-Vega, from the 92 Olympics, World Cup 94, and also Euro 96.
Well, the conditions are certainly a lot different than they were on that beautiful night in May when we did the final here. But the ground looks impeccable. I mean, it's really the first set of match days that has been played in the winter in Europe. Ricardo
Gomes, head coach of Paris Saint-Germain, still young enough certainly to be playing. Joe Batz beside him. Former French goalkeeper. Headed back down. And it's controlled by Paris Saint-Germain. Christophe Revaux giving it up. No room on that right sideline. Bayern Munich some tight marking until that spot when Rai plays it forward. Rai, the number 10 player, giving it up. Simone wearing number 9, looking for space in front of the box. Here's a long shot that's going over the bar. Didier Domi coming up from the back.
Oh, you wouldn't expect Paris Saint-Germain to be doing something like that so early. I thought they might hold on to the ball, try to force the defenders into a mistake early on, but decided to take the shot from a long way out. It's going to be difficult to beat this man from out there.
Oliver Kahn with the long clearance. It'll be played all the way back. Revaux with the chest trap. Got it away from number 7, Mehmet Scholl. Here's Domi. Up the left side for the flick on. Deflected right by the sideline, but kept in play by Bayern Munich. 5 is Thomas Helmer. Scored 1 goal already in the Champions League.
Well, Kufer and Babel is just going to play on front of Helmer, and then they're going to put Hamann and Nerlinger in the middle. They're going to have Tarnat out on the left and Basler on the right. Mehmet Scholl will be in the middle, just a little bit behind Janker and Elber.
Free kick after that foul. Carsten Janker used to play with Rapid Vienna, was their top scorer back in '96.
Amazingly, PSG beat them in the Cup Winners' Cup final. He was involved in that game.
Here's the shot from Revaux, who makes the block off Basler. Basler taking it, Revaux getting down.
Well, the wall never reacts at all, doesn't move, and look at this, it's just curving away. Just curves away from the goal. A lot of power on it, and it just curves away at the last moment. Otherwise, the keeper might have been in trouble. He's coming across a little bit late to it.
Mario Basler, 25 caps for Germany. Ball is cleared back into the Paris Saint-Germain end. Giovanni Elber giving it up to number 7, Mehmet Scholl. He'll flick it to the right. This one is played through. Janker in the box. Blocked. Rebound shot. And a goal. Giovanni Elber. His second goal in the Champions League this season.
Well, he was brought across here because he scored 41 goals for Stuttgart. Coach is happy. Janker is the man who's going to get the initial shot in the box, and it's going to be blocked down. You're going to see the defender come across, make a key block here on Janker inside of the box. When the ball is blocked down, watch how quickly Elber reacts to it, finds the keeper off his line, and he just tucks it into the corner of the net. I mean, he reacts to it so quickly. Couple of beautiful little flick-ons. Here's Janker with the shot. Watch Elber picking it up, realizes where the keeper is, and he has the skill to put that one just over him and keep it onto the crossbar. Beautiful placement by Janker.
25-year-old Giovanni Elber getting credit for the goal in the 4th minute. It's coming back the other way and headed out for a corner.
Well, we talked about the frustration that might set in if PSG didn't get a goal early on, and now they're really under the gun, giving up the early goal. 4.5 minutes in. This definitely wasn't in their game plan.
Corner kick. Paris Saint-Germain. Gavard hooks it inside. And that's going out again, but it was last touched by Paris Saint-Germain. Oliver Kahn will put it back in play. Bayern Munich won this competition 3 times. 74, 75, 76, 3 straight years. None since. And an obvious foul, and it should have been a card.
Oh, it should be a card, and I mean, Paris Saint-Germain are in trouble already with cards. There are 8 players coming in here today with yellow cards who are going to chance to miss the next game, and now they've one dished out very, very quickly.
Yellow card issued to Paris Saint-Germain. We'll double check it.
I believe it's number 5, Rocher, who gets the card.
6th minute. Paris Saint-Germain look like they're falling apart early. All set for the restart. Basler took the last kick. Hamann is there. Here's a long shot that's blocked. And it goes out of play for a corner.
Paris Saint-Germain player took it right in the face. It looks like it was Lagang who took it right on the face.
And right now he is down, being tended to. Maybe we'll see how right there.
Oh, right there. It just caught him. And I mean, it's a cold day here. The temperature is freezing. It catches him right on the butt of the ear. I mean, that one hurt.
Good solid player in his 6th year here. He's played over 425 games in France's 1st division.
He's on the championship winning team in '94.
Off the corner we get set. Then play it short. Deflected inside, and the shot is blocked. It's coming all the way back to the other side. Paris Saint-Germain getting a favorable bounce. And now everyone is able to get back for Bayern Munich. Set across. Marco Simone is blocked. Ngati, we saw him score from long distance earlier. In fact, it was the only goal when they won the Cup Winners' Cup. Back in 1994 against that Rapid Vienna side. Ricardo Gomez, young enough to still be playing, but he had a lot of tough injuries. Meanwhile, Giovanni Trapattoni had controversy here a few years ago and ended up coming back to them.
Well, he's kind of the prodigal son, returned to the scene of the crime and has done a great job with it. Janker actually did get the card. I thought it was going to go to PSG for a blatant pull down, but obviously Janker said something to the referee. and he got the yellow card.
Here's Bayern Munich playing it up. They've got a 1-0 lead in the 9th minute. Simone. Wide to the left. Gavin. Frank Gavin to the outside on Basler. Simone, give and go. Marco Simone with a shot, and Kahn got it. Looked like it was a bit off net.
Simone, really, his career has been re-established here with Paris Saint-Germain. He was a hero for AC Milan for such a long time. Obviously not under the same kind of pressure in Paris as he was in Milan.
Bayern Munich playing it up to Elber. Now on the left side, Michael Tarnat, 18. 6 is Nerlinger. 4 is Kufor. Back to Kahn.
Well, we talked about Bayern Munich coming in, giving up the least amount of goals and scoring the most amount of goals in this particular group. I mean, they're going to be very hard to score on at this stage. Once they get a goal, but they're never satisfied with it. They'll keep pushing at you. A lot of German clubs will just settle at the back, but they won't.
Sent long by Bayern Munich. Open is Tarnat on the left. Cutting on the inside, plays it back outside. Mehmet Scholl, double teamed, almost triple teamed, and a foul, which will set up a free kick for Bayern Munich.
Well, Mehmet Scholl is the obvious target guy just behind the two strikers. They keep playing it back to him. He's supposed to distribute it back again, and that time he was trying to make a move when he got cut down.
Mehmet Scholl has had an outstanding career for club and also country.
Well, he has a long-term contract here. He's here at least until 2002.
Mario Basler, 14 over the ball. Scholl was there as well. It's Basler shooting, and getting down was Rivaux.
Well, Basler's been finding that little crease and getting the ball through the wall each time he's hit the free. This time he forces the save out of the keeper. Good movement by Bayern Munich. They move it around in front of the keeper, trying to distract him, but he stayed with it well.
Injuries have stopped Basler from advancing in World Cup 94 and Euro 96. Knocked away, Bayern Munich getting it back deep in their own half, and then it's given away. Paris Saint-Germain in the 11th minute, working it upfield. And a foul right there on Bayern Munich as Rai was brought down. Rai has not been a force yet in this one. He's their key player. What a career he had internationally, scoring just about every 2 games for his country. He was on that World Cup winning squad in '94.
Well, he played for Tele Santana, Sao Paulo. He scored 220 goals in a career with Sao Paulo. I mean, that's firepower.
Gavin expected to take this, and he does. Inside, punched out by Oliver Kahn. Mehmet Scholl takes over. The German side coming forward over the halfway line. Janker with players chasing. The shot is blocked. Janker not afraid to unleash it even from that distance. Elber giving it up. Haaland plays it wide right, and it's tackled away by Paris Saint-Germain. Janker was the man who had the go, but it was blocked.
Well, one thing about him, he's not afraid to have a go. He'll shoot from anywhere.
This one is sent in toward the box. It's cleared away. Rai coming back. Rides off a tackle. 19 is Leroy. Leroy plays it up. Marco Simone up the middle. Back for Leroy. He'll push it forward. Kahn was coming out. Outstanding defense in a one-on-one as it's cleared away. Moore coming back.
The young man from Ghana really read that one very well. Knew what he had to do with it. Made the move at the right time just to hook the ball away into touch.
Paris Saint-Germain will settle. Rai. That one was intended for Simone.
Well, Simone knew if he went in, he was going to be in an offside position, so he was trying to get himself onside before he took off again.
This man Trapattoni's been around. Used to be with AC Milan as their head coach, with Inter Milan, Juventus, Cagliari, As we told you before, his second stint here. Contract extended through the year 2000. Oliver Kahn sending it long in the 14th minute. Domi in the air, can't get it. Mehmet Scholl just went down, but he bounced right back up. Aman plays it right, back for Scholl. Bothered on that far side by Leguin. Marco Simone bounces off one tackler. Feeding it back. Rai to Leroy. Ball played back now to Rai. Simone has it blocked. Ngotti takes over.
Well, I think my reading of the situation initially was right, Jeff. He did give the card to Rocher.
Announced incorrectly at the stadium, but it is actually Roche who got that yellow, not Jonker. Cleared out of the back now by Bayern Munich. One in the air for the moment by Paris Saint-Germain, and Gotti almost got it with a handball. Rai sends it one down, intended for Maurice.
Oh, Babel doing a good job of covering back. He's going to have his hands full today. There's a lot of good players coming in on top of him.
Wide to the left, this is Paris Saint-Germain on the attack. Sent inside the box. Babel clears. Scholl chesting it down. Mehmet Scholl will just blast it away. And fortunately for Paris Saint-Germain, that was on the wrong side of Jonker. Fournier.
And that's Scholl's main job, just to provide opportunities for the two men up in front of him, and he's doing well so far with it.
Oh, Simone too fancy in that area. Here's Mehmet Scholl. Basler broken up by Domi. Didier Domi is only 19 years old. Because of injuries last year, he got to play, and this year getting to play even more. Babel breaks it up. We're watching UEFA Champions League coverage of match day 3 here on ESPN. Elber has the only goal. It came in the 4th minute. Bayern Munich lead 1-0. Sent long, intended for Jonker. And that's cleared out. It'll be a throw-in for Bayern Munich.
Oh, well, at 6'3", Jonker's a big target inside. And even though he played in Austria, he's actually a German. He played under 21 internationals with Germany, and before he went to Austria, and now he's back.
Ball is left there and then played wide. Tarnat hooks it. The header wide. Reaching in was Elber as Babel pushed forward.
Well, he might have been better off had he tried to pick off his opportunity. I think he's trying to set up Elber on this side. He plays it back softly to him. He has a look across. He's trying to feed it back to the Brazilian, but he should have had a go himself from that position. He played so well in Euro 96. He was one of the German stars.
1-0 lead for Bayern Munich over Paris Saint-Germain. Elber with the only goal so far. One yellow card given to Roche. Leroy. Off the long right-footed pass. Marco Simone brought it down. Couldn't get the shot off. He's upset with himself that he held it too long. Tried maybe that one fake too many as it's cleared out upfield. Throw-in coming up for Bayern Munich. English Premier League action live on Monday. Leicester City versus West Ham United. Mike Gill and Tommy Smith for the call. An injury to Casey Keller. Just read it this morning. A thumb injury. Going to be out about 4 weeks. And apparently the first word is that he'll miss the next United States World Cup qualifier in Mexico. Here's Tarnat with a shot that's blocked.
Oh, John Hartson has West Ham going so well this year, JP. But that's a terrible loss both for Leicester and for the United States. I mean, Keller was on top of his form right now.
Well, Brad Friedel knows early then that he'll be number 1 for that match. Ball is played back now. Helmer. Ngotti. Mehmet Scholl. Now it's Babel trying to stretch out that Paris Saint-Germain defense. Roche. Elber after it. This one's cleared out. Giovanni Elber came advertised as a goal scorer, 41 goals in 87 games in his career with Stuttgart. He gets a big one today. His second of the Champions League. And Gotti from Simone. Domi. Second time he's pushed that far forward. He looked to get it back. He still might. Ridden off. This is Kufor who takes over.
Oh, too many passes inside of the box for Paris Saint-Germain. We talked about how elegant they were, and I mean, they really passed the ball around, but that was a case of too many.
Oh, Scholl was brought down, an obvious foul.
Another chance for Basler.
Some bad fouls in bad spots here for Paris Saint-Germain.
Well, Scholl has been playing such a dominant role out there, getting himself free every time that the ball has come. He's good distribution, and he was taken out from the back that time.
Can't give up free kicks from there, and Paris Saint-Germain has made a habit of it so far in this first half. Mehmet Scholl has it blocked off the wall. Nerlinger plays it across.
Gosh, Mehmet Scholl is trying to lay it off, a cushioned header onto that back post of somebody coming in, and he let the ball get just over the top of him.
Played all the way back, Ribot lost it, and a goal! Janker and Bayern Munich take the lead by 2. Goalkeeper error.
Well, we talked about the firepower to have. You don't need firepower if this is going to happen. A back pass played back to the keeper, runs up his leg, and Janker coming in, and there's the bulge of the onion bag as he puts it in with his knee. It's not the hardest goal he's ever scored. Watch what happens to the keeper. Runs up, hits him right in the face. Janker coming in, flying. He's off the ground, and he puts it home. The keeper just trying to control the ball should never have been played back to him. It was played back from about 30 yards out.
Yeah, but how not to trap a ball? I mean, Rivol looked bad on that. He had enough time to settle it. Looked like he may have taken his eye off, looked and saw Janker coming, and then just blew it.
Well, he could hear the footsteps coming. I don't think the defender should ever have played it back to him. It was a situation where the ball should have been cleared down along the touchline. You have the ball on the touchline 30 yards out. I mean, there's no point in giving it back into the middle. That's exactly what he did.
Here's Ngotti. And another whistle will stop play. Janker, maybe in the celebration, hurt himself. That happened to a player overseas. I just read it. Can't recall who it was. Twisted his ankle in the celebration. Was going to miss the next game. Franz Beckenbauer to the right. Bertie Voets to the left. Voets scouting, obviously, for Germany. And Franz Beckenbauer, well, this is his team.
Well, he's happy now. They're up 2-0. He said, you know, Bertie, this is the way you do it.
Bertie used to be his assistant when Beckenbauer won the World Cup back in '90 over Argentina. Back then it was West Germany. Saint-Germain now are in trouble, even though we're still very early in this game. Bayern Munich are already up by 2. Let's check out some of the scores of other games going on today in the Champions League. Kiev, I guess not surprising Barcelona, the way Barcelona's played in the Champions League, and that is at Kiev.
The Brave scoring there. And Roosevelt has put Rosenborg up 1-0, and Oktay has put the Turkish team up 1-0.
Leroy sends it out. The Bayern Munich player says throw it, and Leroy says no, it's a corner. Neither guy has a say in it here in the 23rd minute. It's going to be a corner kick. Legan will take it. Kahn positioning the defenders in front of him. Legan hooks it inside. Kahn, did he get it? It is deflected out.
Oh, I think the last man who may have touched it is Rai in the middle.
Yeah. Someone from Paris Saint-Germain, Janker, was treated
He's okay. He was off the ground when he hit the ball, and I think that the keeper made contact with him, hit him in the face.
Oliver Kahn will clear it. And Jonker decided to get even with somebody else. And Gotti took an elbow, didn't he? I mean, they're calling it the other way.
Well, they're saying Gotti came in under Jonker. Zasna, you okay?
24th minute. Bayern Munich's ball. They've got a 2-0 lead. Goes by Elbert and Jonker. Basler has it blocked. Basler again. With his cross. He was looking for Giovanni Elbert. Paris Saint-Germain taking over deep. Pushed all the way back. Domi clearing. On the attack, Bayern Munich. Jonker plays it back. Tarnat on the left, number 18. Towards the corner, near side. Leroy.
You know, French football was such a high after last night, JP. Strasbourg beating Liverpool 3-0 and Lyon taking care of Inter Milan. Paris Saint-Germain were flying high coming in here.
They called it Black Tuesday in Italy. Two different ways, I guess, of looking at it. Played back, and Gotti sends it in, and all the runs were stopped. Probably fearing an offside position.
The other Tommy Smith had some very harsh things to say about Liverpool.
Lothar Matthäus looking on. He'll be out for a while with that ankle injury.
I think he's telling the kid to wave to the camera. You can see yourself up on that screen, he said.
Coming up next, this is for our international audience only. Parma versus Borussia Dortmund. Last year's champs Dortmund. Mike Hill and Seamus Mallon will be calling that one for you.
Well, Dortmund having an amazing season here in Germany. A terrible season. They're down in the relegation zone, and yet now they're on top of their group in the Champions League.
That's their old coach, too. Nevio Scala now with Dortmund, going up against Parma, the team he used to guide. And a foul call there on the German side. Nerlinger called for it. Here's Paris Saint-Germain up the right wing. The run by Fournier, cleared out by Jonker. Fournier on the throw-in to the right side corner. Maybe a chance, tackled away, and apparently it was all ball. Pushed back, Ngotti. Ngotti's got a wicked hard shot, but he couldn't get free to take it. Here is Elbert. 2 versus 3 here, 2v3. Elbert doesn't stop him. Took the shot, it was blocked. Mehmet Scholl brings it down. Looks around now for some support. Thought it was his player, and it wasn't. Meanwhile, back the other way, this is Paris Saint-Germain in the 27th minute, down by a couple of goals. Marco Simone going long. And it was too long, intended for Maurice.
Oh, so far the two men at the back have done a great job. Kuffour and Babel. They've shut down the two main strikers for Paris Saint-Germain, Maurice and Simone. I mean, what he has done by putting this in this formation, he's given players better time to track back because there's more open spaces on the field playing it the way he is rather than crowding the middle.
Last camera shot showed Thomas Strooms also in the stands sitting this one out. So Bayern Munich have had some injuries to contend with, but it's not showing here. Matthäus out, Strooms out, Lizarazu out. Here's Paris Saint-Germain. Played across. Here's the shot, and it's high and wide. Coming out of the back, Laurent Fournier.
Oh, Fournier had plenty of time that time. He's a man who's already won a Champions League, won it with Marseille. 91.
somebody.
Chris Waddle and his company, they beat Red Star Belgrade 1-0 in that game.
Jonker heads it up. Elber gets some help on the left. Mehmet Scholl drawing attention and more.
Well, he's been the difference so far today. I mean, he's picking the ball up, he's controlling it well, he's laying it off well.
Throw in for Bayern Munich. Tarnat for Nerlinger. Pushed to the sideline. The whistle sounds. That ball apparently out. Christophe Revol was with the French national team for a recent friendly against South Africa, but he didn't play. And Gauthier and Maurice were also there, but they too didn't play. Just up for the experience, and Jonker with a little bit of trash talking, I guess.
Well, you can see he has the nose plugged from making that contact with the keeper when he scored that goal.
Painful goal, but one I'm sure he'd trade anytime. Strikers take that punishment.
Nosebleed for a goal,
yep.
Anytime.
Anytime. Coming through on the left. Ball was played back. Blocked twice. Helmer was there.
Oh, Babel makes the first touch on it. I mean, he's just reading the game so well back there. He's closing everything down.
Domi had pushed forward. He's been effective when he's gone forward, except for that ending result. This one is shanked. Out of play. Not even close off Leroy. You're watching Champions League action today from Olympiastadion in Munich, Germany. It's match day 3, and Bayern Munich proving to be a dominating side in Group E. Looking for their 3rd straight win and to open up some distance in their group.
Well, we keep talking about the different formation this year. You got to win. Win is the key word in these groups, because only the top team is sure of going through to the quarterfinals.
Rai slotting it inside, never got there. Hamann up the right side. Well, all the good things that we told you about Paris Saint-Germain during the preview haven't really happened, but I think one of the reasons was that early goal by Bayern Munich. You score in the 4th minute, that can be very unsettling, especially here on the road.
Yeah, and Paris Saint-Germain have a record of that. If they don't score early, they kind of let their heads hang just a little bit, find it very difficult to get back into the game. And then when they give up the second one.
Here's Scholl.
Mehmet Scholl, he's had a few great chances, but he's decided not to go for anything himself today. He's just intent on laying the ball off.
A little early for subs to be getting ready.
Well, I guess if you're Paris Saint-Germain, it's never too early, down 2-0 now. They've got to make a change somewhere. It's not working for them.
Coming back on the right. Tackle away by Kufor. Rai holding. Leroy. And poor pass. There's nothing Fournier could do with that.
Oh, Kufor, such a great story. He was on that team from Ghana that won the Under-18 championship. Bayern Munich saw a lot of promise in him and signed him, and he certainly lived up to it.
And Gauthier got a piece, but not all. Elber leaving it to the right. Here's the low shot. Just wide. And again, it's Basler who has been dangerous in the free kicks. That time he was very dangerous in the run of play.
Well, they've slotted him out on the right wing, keeping him out along the wing so as that nobody from Paris Saint-Germain can come on the attack. This time he comes on the attack himself, and he just misses by about 2 foot, but a good opportunity. You can see the conditions here. The blankets are out, trying to keep warm. It's dropped below freezing now.
33rd minute, Paris Saint-Germain down by 2. Lifted inside, Marco Simoni, and it was just flicked away by Babel.
What an outstanding game Babel is having back there. This time he gives up the corner, but he takes away a very dangerous looking situation.
Some Sunday, you've got to figure Oliver Kahn will be the #1 goalkeeper for Germany, but not while Kopka is still around. Kahn has been the backup, number 3 at first and number 2. And Oliver Kahn brings it down. Kahn rolling it to the right side, where Bayern Munich will start from deep. They lead it by 2. Goals by Elber and Janker. Tarnat giving it up at the halfway line. Nerlinger. Christian Nerlinger. They don't close him. And now a foul. And Gotti coming in. Janker took a hit. That might be a payback. Ray wearing that captain's armband may or may not agree with it, but it won't matter. The foul was called, and this must be a half-dozen free kicks, Tommy, from a spot this close to goal in the first half.
Well, the defense has made a lot of mistakes in allowing situations like that, and they look they're just not into the game out there, and they're just making very fundamental mistakes.
Free kick coming up. Basler.
I think I'd be letting Basler hit them the way he's been hitting them all day. They didn't let him hit the last one.
This one from about 27 yards away. Maybe a bit closer. Here's the shot, and it bends and curls upward over the bar.
Maybe I wouldn't let him hit them anymore.
35th minute. Bayern Munich playing at home, leading over Paris Saint-Germain 2-0. How do you figure Barcelona? They're unbeaten in the Spanish league, but they're doing horribly in the Champions League. Now they're down on the road by 2. Manchester United has gotten a goal by Scholes to lead that in the first half at Old Trafford from Group B. Olympiacos surprising Real Madrid there.
Well, that's a major surprise, and that's a fairly unusual score too.
Del Piero has scored for Juventus, who are banged up. Ferrara injured, and now Montero is going to be out with a knee for about a month, we're told.
Well, we talked about maybe 3 or 4 teams at the top of that group with Newcastle and Barcelona, but could be Barcelona's swan song here. I know it's very early to write them off yet, but if they have only 1 point after 3 match days, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. That 1 point coming in.
And match day 3, halfway point of the 6 match days, but it could be fatal for some clubs today.
Oh, there's no question about it, depending on the way the other results go. And I mean, if Newcastle and Dynamo Kyiv continue to win, they'll be clear at the top. That'll be a huge surprise. I mean, nobody gave them much chance coming in. They figured it would be the 2 other teams.
Janker is blocked. Well, one French side is doing well today so far. Monaco leading in the first half. That's in Group F. This French side, Paris Saint-Germain, are struggling. They're down by 2, giving 1 up in the 4th minute. Certainly didn't help their cause. And that second goal, horrible mistake, or mistakes, if you will, from the back pass to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper's mishandling of it with Janker on the doorstep, and it was a 2-0 lead for Bayern Munich. Still plenty of time left, but that firepower we talked about for Paris Saint-Germain has not really had the good chance against Oliver Kahn. Chance, I said, not even chances. Offside flags up.
Well, Bayern Munich have done such a good job in the midfield. Basler pushing out on that wing has ensured that there's nothing coming up. And Tarnat, he hasn't been going forward the way you might expect, especially now that they have the 2 goals. So they're really in the driver's seat. Plus, I mean, the big man coming back, Janker, you can see him in the middle of the field. He's done a great job of tracking back. Look at him coming. He wants to make tackles all the time.
German sides from the club level to the national team noted for being able to protect leads. Smart teams, disciplined teams, part of their makeup. Paris Saint-Germain coming through the middle, and Oliver Kahn stops it. That's the first time they've really been able to break that middle like they did, but it was a weak shot. Dutch football comes your way on Sunday. That's for our international audience only. It's Ajax who are in first place now, once again, taking on Feyenoord. Mike Hill and Eddie Mighton will have that call for you. Ajax had the off year last year, but this year they're back winning and scoring goals. They and PSV, the 1 and 2 teams in that league. PSV won the title a year ago. Here is Fournier.
You see the best the best opportunities has gone to Fournier on PSG, you realise something is out of sync a little bit. They're not getting the ball to the players they should be getting it to.
Coming back the other way, Nerlinger. No foul call. Paris Saint-Germain may have gotten away with one. Here they come on the attack. Rai holds and then spins. The give to the right. Fournier's cross, but it's right at Oliver Kahn. 39th minute, 2-0 here for Bayern Munich. PSV on a Wim Jonk goal leads Newcastle. That's in Group C. Remember, Newcastle is without Asprilla. Rosenborg has added another goal, and Porto continues their struggles as well. They lost match day 1 to Olympiacos and their backup goalkeeper.
And at this time last year, they were almost qualified. They had that particular group sewing up so early. They didn't get a win this year at all yet.
From the right side, given up by Fournier. Rai. Tackled away from Rai, but Legend gives it up on the wing. Domi has it blocked. Another go at it for him. He plays it inside, brought down by Maurice. Now outside of the box, chased by Kufor. Gave it up. The ball took some bad bounces for Fournier, then played across and shot over the bar by Gavard. A couple of unlucky bounces, though, for Paris Saint-Germain, Tommy, when it looked like they may have broken the Bayern Munich defense.
Well, they were very, very patient. They kept swinging the ball back across from one wing to the other wing, just trying to get a free man. And finally, when they did get it, then they just put the ball way up over the top. I mean, they did everything right except the shot.
Here's a stat you can throw out, right?
Well, the possession may be there, but they haven't done a whole lot with it.
Ricardo Gomez doesn't care too much to read that.
A lot of it's been in his own half of the field because it's been under constant pressure. They cannot figure a way to get out of there. That's one of the reasons why they have that stat.
Ball played long, intended for Marco Simone.
Well, you just wondered when PSG was going to go to that long ball. Try to drop it in behind the defenders. Try to let somebody outrace them because they're not doing anything, bringing the ball up and taking on the defenders.
Bayern Munich, though, still with a very strong defensive shape. Tarnat plays it up. Hamann, number 16. Dietmar Hamann. Elmer now is pushing forward as it's played to the right for Basler. Inside, chested down, and Scholl. That would have been spectacular had it gone in.
Scholl is really starting to show what he's worth. Young man who could have played his Turkish ancestry, could have played for Turkey or played for Germany. He decided to play for Germany.
Revo sent it long. Brought down and then chipped towards Marco Simone. Headed away. Taken on this near sideline by Tarnat. Tarnat plays it all the way across. Good switch to Basler. Basler trying to find Scholl. And now it's picked off. Paris Saint-Germain coming back in the 42nd minute.
Oh, this is a tough task. I mean, this is 51 games Bayern Munich have played here at home. They've only lost 2 out of those 51 games. But one of them was the Paris Saint-Germain.
Mehmet Scholl takes over.
Look at the amount of time he had on the ball. Nobody pressuring him at all.
Elber, that ball stays in. Good job, Giovanni Elber. He'll play it across. He's already scored the 1 goal. Great job, the switch. Basler fakes, lost it, got it back. Look at the back heel. Mehmet Scholl fires, save. Great stop by Revo. Another shot that's blocked. Oh, Bayern Munich. Keep going. Junker. Wide. Revo did well to withstand all of that fury.
Well, it's just a constant bombardment inside. Basler was the man who works the first little bit of magic. Look at the back heel inside. Then the shot. The keeper saves it. It comes right out again. Scholl, he takes it on the chest. He takes the shot. It comes off the defender. Here's the shot pushed into Jonker. He gets a touch on it and the keeper pushes it away.
Karsten Jankers, we're back on live action. It comes back to Revol. That was so key, because if Paris Saint-Germain have any kind of a chance at coming back and winning this game or even getting a draw, they can't go down by 3 in the first half. And certainly they must elevate their play in the second half to have any kind of a chance. Hamann has to get out of the referee's way. Vega.
I only wanted to tackle them all day. Maybe the referee was as close as anybody came to him.
Tardat giving it up. Nerlinger off the left foot. Again, the switch is there. They're really stretching out this Paris Saint-Germain defense.
Well, that's what's been so effective. I mean, Bastler on that right wing, pulling it all the way to the touchline. And Paris Saint-Germain have a lot of problems coping with the kind of formation that Bayern Munich have used.
Credit Bayern Munich with their execution in terms of stretching that defense. We're going to show you what happened on match day 2 with some musical accompaniment. That's at halftime. Plus our first half highlights. Oh, we're still not done here.
You want to see some of those goals on match day 2. I mean, there was some incredible goals scored. If you missed them, chance to see them again at halftime.
Here's Simone on the turn. Into space, but Helmer read it all the way. The giveaway off the clear. Leroy. Simone. And then it's switched over. Fournier giving it. Looks to get it back. The scoop pass. Simone couldn't run it down. And now it's flicked to the right. Up for Nerlinger.
I mean, that's just perfection at the back, isn't it? I mean, no pressure. They didn't put themselves under any pressure. There was a lot of pressure there.
Janker! And how many times have they switched the ball and found the open man? Very poor tracking by Paris Saint-Germain. There are players wide open on the opposite sides of the field.
They're totally confused. They have no idea where Bayern Munich are. They have no idea where they should be in themselves. I mean, the way that they have Bayern Munich have lined up has caused all kinds of problems for Paris Saint-Germain. They're not tracking back. Janker has gotten himself free. He's appeared on the left. He's pushed over onto the right. Himself and Elber keep switching, and Paris Saint-Germain just have no answer.
We're in injury time. Not quite a minute gone. Real Madrid has taken the lead versus Olympiacos in a Group D match. That's still in the first half.
Oh, 2 goals. We're down 1-0. Morientes and Suker scoring.
Howard plays it out. Tarnat. Here's Nerlinger. Tarnat again, keeping it on the ground. Taken over by Paris Saint-Germain, but that's it. We're at halftime, and could Bayern Munich have played any better in that first half?
Oh, they executed perfectly. They held on to the ball. They kept swinging it wide. They created all kinds of space, and they just kept the ball away from Paris Saint-Germain.
Helmer anchored things at the back. Meanwhile, Elber and Janker were able to score goals in the 4th and 20th minutes. Elber started it very early on, and Bayern Munich was on a roll. They roll into the locker room at halftime, leading Paris Saint-Germain 2-0. 20th minutes as Bayern Munich have a 2-0 lead here at home versus Paris Saint-Germain. That is Christophe Revaux, who had a nightmarish first half, especially on that second goal. We may see some changes. Perhaps Guérin will be coming in. We'll see. If you want some firepower, you've got Nilsson on the bench as well, but he's got up to a slow start, at least in the French league. We're told that Yasser will come in, the number 14 player, replacing Domi. So that's done for experience. They're both defenders, but nothing has been changed to spark up the offense, but they've just got to play better. They've got enough horses out there, Tommy, some very good players out there, Maurice, Simone, and Rai, but they're not clicking.
Well, if you don't get the supply of the ball, and I mean, the man that was taken off, Domi, he tried a couple of very long shots which were very ineffective. Now they're trying to do something just to change things around. I mean, you don't want to take off one of the strikers because you hope they'll score.
The referee was just praying that it would get warmer, but that's not going to happen. Very experienced official, Manuel Diaz-Vega, only whistled 15 fouls in the first half. Second half underway.
Well, that's another thing that stands out with PSG. I mean, they have been so physical in every one of their games, and the physical aspect hasn't showed here at all. I mean, you generally don't want to try a physical game with a German team, but if you take yourself out of the normal game you're playing, you're not going to play very well, and it's just another thing which has contributed to PSG's downfall today. I mean, there's no bite to their game at all.
They've been getting bad press in France for the way they've played in the French league, and here they come in with 8 players with yellow cards, and one, Roche, can't play next game because he got one in this match. Paris Saint-Germain will play it up the left wing. That's denied by Babel. The German side stays status quo in terms of substitutions here. There is Yasser, 26-year-old. He has been around with various clubs, including Strasbourg.
Well, he actually grew up in the ranks of PSG, and then he was loaned out to a couple of clubs, and he's only here really as a replacement, and that's what happened here.
Another mistake, and Jonker makes him pay again. Karsten Jonker off another goalkeeper error.
Bad your day is going, I can guarantee it's not going as bad as this goalkeeper's his game is going. Watch this. Watch what he does here. He throws the ball out, makes a terrible mistake. He throws it right to Albert. It drops it inside, and Jonker just takes it, and he just, the slightest little cheeky flick right over the keeper. What was the keeper thinking about? He threw it right to Albert, and Albert said, thank you very much, let me just see what I can do with this one. He drops it inside, and Jonker makes it look so easy. Look at that.
You know, it looked like he was going Yasser's way, who just came on, and they misread each other, but you've got to blame the goalkeeper for it again. For my money, he's been responsible for the last 2.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, that was a terrible mistake.
Paris Saint-Germain coming back now on the right side. In the box, Simone! Marco Simone! What a goal! And Kahn just felt the breeze of that ball. It's 3-1.
Well, Simone scored many like this when he was with AC Milan. Watch this. Nice movement. This was what we expected from PSG. Good running by Simone. He gets in on front of Babel this time, and he rockets this one in. Nicely played off. Fournier coming up the field. He slips it outside. It's going to be cut back into the middle. Simone runs onto it and first times it in on the short side. Gava was the second man in the equation there. 3 players involved. Nice movement of the ball. That's more like what PSG can do.
And he beat Oliver Kahn at the near post.
And the first time all day that he beat Babel too. He got in on front of him.
Back at the other end, corner kick coming up. That goal less than a minute after the goal by Jonker. Here's Basler. Almost headed towards goal by Nerlinger. Paris Saint-Germain with Rai playing it up. And now it's played all the way back to Oliver Kahn. Kahn will hold it. Kahn got a shutout in game 1. Gave up 1 goal last game against Besiktas, or against Gothenburg in the last game. And now he's given 1 up here.
Oh, that looks suspiciously close to a handball there, but the referee wasn't having any of it.
Well, now, can Paris Saint-Germain build on that goal?
Well, they certainly should be able to build on it with a man like Rai out there directing the operations, but they've got to get him the ball, and they've got to close down the Germans a little bit more. They've got to start fighting for the ball in their own end of the field.
Beside Milson warming up on the sideline for Paris Saint-Germain. There were a couple of players up. He was one of them. 50th minute. Restart here for Bayern Munich. Up 3-1. Played into the box. Takes a bounce. A shot. And a goal by Helmer.
Keeper saying, just let me dig a hole and bury myself in it, some place to hide. Once again, he gets a touch on this ball. He's completely out of position. The ball hits him, and he's coming across, and he doesn't hold on to the ball. I mean, this is also a goalkeeper's error. I know the ball was hit hard. Helmer was inside. Nobody was there to help him. The keeper's going in the wrong direction. He's coming back, and instead of parrying the ball out, he parries the ball into the corner of the net.
Thomas Helmer, a defender, is now tied for the team lead in goals scored in the Champions League, and they're looking at the eye of Revo.
Well, he's just having one of those games that goalkeepers do have. Doesn't matter how good they are, there are some days nothing goes right, and that's exactly what's happening to this man tonight. He's not getting much help from his defenders in either. I mean, his defenders, to be honest about it, are putting him under a lot of pressure. The ball that was played back to him probably should never have been played back. That time, Helmer was completely wide open. Nobody near him.
I was going to say, I defy you to tell me whose responsibility that was, because there was no one in the neighborhood. Here's Elbert, pushing it forward. Amon can't get through. Well, Revo has given up more goals in this game than he has in the previous 2 match days. 4 compared to 3 total in the first 2.
Well, we thought Helmer's biggest job tonight was going to be marking up and defending at the opposite end. So what does he do? He comes up and he said, well, I'll score a goal too, just to make the game complete.
Simone holding, gunning it. It was deflected, and Kahn stops that. Oh, Ricardo Gomez was a tough player at the back, and he can't like what he is seeing at the back from his team.
Well, he's looking down the bench. He's trying to figure out who he's going to change, and he has already figured it out.
I believe that's... Well, let's check it out. On the left side, ball is played across Paris Saint-Germain. Gava. I thought that was Rabasantradana who was warming up. But we'll check it out. Rai goes down.
Oh, he must have the longest name in football.
Yeah, we were hoping he wouldn't come on, but there it is. There he is, Rabasantradana, number 15. Can they fit his name on the jersey? There's not, couldn't be possible, could it?
14 letters.
That's on there.
They've written it small.
Yeah, it's on there. That's a good shot of it. Ngotti leaves. Rabasantradana comes on, the number 15 player. He is a midfielder. Ngotti is a defender. That's the switch there to get some more offense. Ngotti was not a factor today, and he's played horribly defensively. Here's the long shot, wide of Oliver Kahn. I think that move, there's a Nielsen to the near side. I think the move to take Ngotti out was not so much to jazz up the offense, but I think that's a little punishment as well for Ngotti and maybe Domi before it. Football weekend coming your way. This is for our Latin America audience only. Highlights from all the games played on the weekend, including Serie A.
I think Helmer may have taken it personally that he was beaten by Simone on the other end, so he comes up and he levels it back up again, gets the goal back. It's a nasty tackle. Nemeth shoulders down.
Paris Saint-Germain now moving it.
Well, now they're starting to play physical. Why wait till you're 4-1 down, but...
And in an act of good sportsmanship, Garan cleared it out, but that doesn't make Scholl any happier for whoever nailed him.
Well, he has figured out who did it, so... Fournier was the man who did it. Look at Jonker gets a little bit of an extra kick here too. The man dropping right down on top of him.
Roche got Jonker, and Roche already has the 1 yellow card.
Oh, and he stretched his foot a little bit extra there to make sure he did get Jonker.
Fournier and Scholl had some words. Rabasantradana. Scottish international John Collins has scored that second goal. Monaco extends their lead in the second half. Mehmet Scholl, well, he's not hurt anymore. Fournier's chasing him, and he got him again. And if nothing else, how about persistent infringement, Mr. Referee? There's the yellow on Fournier.
Oh, another yellow card for PSG.
Fournier, fortunate he did not have one before, not one of the 8.
Well, there's still have 8 going into the next day with yellow cards. Unless they get a few more. I mean, the man who got the yellow today, the first one is going to be out. Roche getting that one. He's gone for the next game.
4-1 Bayern Munich. Played into the box. The header by Jonker is over the bar. Well, Karsten Jonker has really been a force in this one. Couple of goals, but a lot of space for him today.
Well, this time he's just going to be the first man up on the line as he gets to it. Beats off a couple of defenders, gets a good powerful header on it, but he drives it over the top.
Coming into this game, he'd played 10 games in European Cup competition, scored 7 goals. So now it's 11 games in 9. Elber, great stuff. Can't get through the last man. Cleared by Rivaux.
Jonker's getting a little bit of his own back at Paris Saint-Germain for losing that Cup Winners' Cup to them when he was with Rapid Vienna.
Here's the cross. Elber heads it down. Goal! Mehmet Scholl!
I think the flag...
yeah, you can tell by that reaction. Unfortunately for Mehmet Scholl. Well, Rivaux finally got a break-in goal. Is he out?
We're going to see what happens here. Elber heads the ball back across.
What's the problem with that?
I don't see anything wrong with that goal. I'm saying Elber committed a foul after he played the ball. I was watching the flight of the ball. I didn't see what Elber did, but I believe Elber may have taken a little physical reaction to somebody inside.
It's unfortunate. Scholl looked like he had a good one. 58th minute, Bayern Munich leading 4-1 over Paris Saint-Germain. Elber started it. Not enough. He was looking for Mehmet Scholl.
Oh, it's amazing the way Elber's playing. He's never got an international cap with Brazil. Maybe Zagala better start having a look at him.
'25-year-old goalkeeper Christophe Rivaux is having one of those days that he'd rather forget about. His team down 4-1. Bayern Munich now with Mehmet Scholl. Fournier now marking up Scholl, and Scholl still having some words with him. Another foul on that sideline. Talked about Paris Saint-Germain and all the players in trouble. You can take Roche out of that lineup for the next game. They had 8 players coming in with yellows. Roche gets his second of this competition, so he's out, and now Fournier got one in this game.
Oh, they're keeping it an even 8.
Cofer clears it. Paris Saint-Germain back with the ball. Down by 3. Simone has the only goal for the French club.
Well, I mean, Simone now or Rai, some of those players up front is just going to have to take the ball on themselves, work a little bit of magic and try to get PSG back into this game. They're going to just have to do it individually. They're having a tough time doing it as a team, so somebody's got to step forward.
Rai holds up, waits for the late breaker. Towards the byline for this cross, and Helmer. Another good job. This will go out for a corner. Algerino getting ready to come on. Jimmy Algerino, and it's going to be Fournier who already has the 1 yellow. Not so much that he has the yellow. I think that they're worried about is that he keeps going after Scholl, and he's probably going to get another one.
Yeah, I think they're trying to, they realize that this is a very difficult task. I mean, there's plenty of time left and no game is ever out of hand, but 4-1, the way they're playing, a little bit of a problem, and he's got to start protecting some players now.
Oliver Kahn puts it back in play. From the far side, Paris Saint-Germain taking it over. And they'll play it all the way back to Rivaux. And the crowd is already getting on him for that ball played back. and you can't blame them. We apologize. We're experiencing some technical difficulties from Munich. Back again. We hope you'll bear with us. Kufor.
You might also use that to describe what's happening at the PSG. They're having a lot of technical difficulties out there. There's one of the men causing a lot of those problems for the Melbourne.
61st minute, he has 1 goal. Jonker has 2. Helmer has the other. Simone coming into this game. No one for either side had more than 1 goal in the Champions League this year. Now a few of them have a couple. Jonker, in fact, now has 3. Revo giving it up. Yasser, number 14, that's blocked. Well, Bayern Munich have made only that 1 slip-up, and it was a great individual effort by Simone. He was tightly marked, and it was a great shot, but that's been it. In terms of mistakes in this, all the mistakes have been made by the team in white, Paris Saint-Germain.
Oh, Bayern Munich just looked so comfortable on the ball. They knew exactly what they had to do. They got the tactics right, and I mean, the man who's coaching them gets the tactics right most of the time.
Jonker commits the foul. Robinson Ratana is the man fouled. By the time you get his complete name out when he has the ball, he's already given it up.
Well, here he's going to get taken out of it. He actually comes in trying for the ball, and Jonker just puts the boot in front of him.
From the right side, it's cleared. And it'll go out well past Oliver Kahn. The German crowd loving this from Olympiastadion in Munich, Germany. This is match day 3. There are your goal scorers. Jonker has been the story in terms of the offense with a couple of goals. But some great passing by Bayern Munich, some relentless pressure, and unfortunately for Paris Saint-Germain, 2 serious goalkeeper errors.
Well, it's a much worse scoreline than actually the game it is. I know that Bayern Munich have controlled the game, but I mean, the score shouldn't be 4-1. I mean, 2-1 would be a good score at this stage because of the way the keeper has given up the 2 simple goals. I mean, we talked about last night about Strasbourg and Lyon winning, and of course France doing so well, and all the French players playing so well around the world. I mean, everybody, you have to give France a good opportunity to win the World Cup when they're playing it in France. There'll be a team to contend with, but this is really going to knock the starch out of Paris Saint-Germain for a while.
Mehmet Scholl broken up. Switched by Roche to Rai. He will have spent 5 years here before he goes back to Sao Paulo, where he had some great numbers. Outside of the box, Paris Saint-Germain inside for Maurice, tackled out. Maurice has been very quiet today. 7 goals in the French league. Helmer's probably one of the reasons why he's been quiet. Corner kick coming up, and Simone goes over, but he won't be the one to take it. They go short to Simone from Gabba, deflected across the goalmouth area and deflected right back to Oliver Kahn. That's the way the ball is even bouncing today for the German side. But they have earned this one. A 4-1 Bayern Munich lead. And they've been in control since the first goal, which was 4 minutes in.
Oh, Maurice wouldn't have probably got as much playing time this year, only the fact that Loco is still out and probably won't be back for a while. I know Maurice got his first international call-up in that tournament in France. Hasn't looked very good today.
Loco's had his second bout of a nervous depression that he's gone through. Great goal scorer, but he's had some personal problems in his life. Well documented. Paris Saint-Germain with the ball, Gabba.
Well, I think Paris Saint-Germain knew there were problems coming. That's why they went out on Maurice after he had such a great Olympics.
Simone, but Oliver Kahn got it.
Well, a lot of people were surprised when Simone left. AC Milan won 4 Scudettos with them. This is one of his trademarks, that quick shot. He turns around onto the back heel, gets it onto that left foot, and he fires it very, very quickly. Very little backdraft on the leg at all.
Unlike his days at Milan, he doesn't look over his shoulder to see if he's going to get hooked either out of the game or out of the lineup. He's a starter here all the way. Here's Elbert chipping it. And I'll tell you, with the way this goalkeeper struggled today, Revol, it's not a bad idea to take chances and chips instead of maybe the one pass too many.
Well, anything that drops into his hands is an adventure the way things are going.
Simone was stripped. The Basler pass is deflected out. More Champions League coverage for our international audience only. You will see this one on Friday. Manchester United from Old Trafford taking on Feyenoord. Manchester United trying to continue to roll without the injured Roy Keane. There is Giovanni Trapattoni, who's pushed all the right buttons today, but his players have really executed. The game plan was strong, but the execution has been brilliant at times.
Oh, Manchester United, just on that note, trying to buy Salas, the Chilean, and that could be a big buy for them if they can get him. Maybe Basler's going to get this one.
Well, we'll check that out. More players warming up, so we may see some more substitutes before this day is through. And in fact, that yellow card did go to Basler. And more physical play here in the 67th minute.
Oh, there's another yellow card coming.
Gava, he did not have one earlier.
Oh, now they've got 9 with yellow cards. As you might expect, they're on the bottom of the fair play list.
Yeah, they are. This is a team that's only been around since 1970, yet they've won 2 French titles, 4 cups, and they've reached at least the semifinal stage of European competition every year since 1993, while some bigger and better known teams have bitten the dust early.
Oh, Paris is a tough city for soccer. I mean, it's a great rugby city. They've really had their work cut out for them, and they've done a tremendous job.
From the right side, into the box. Simone again on the turn. Try to dish it to Rae. Look at the work effort by Simone, even down by 3 goals here.
Well, I think he's going to be better suited if he'd take it on and take a shot himself. I mean, there were 4 defenders coming back. Rae was in the middle of them, and he's trying to force the pass in rather than just having a go himself. You're down 4-1. Give it a rip.
Yasser fell down, bounced back up, but apparently the ball went out. Or they had a flag up. From the far side, here is Nerlinger. Bayern Munich 4, Paris Saint-Germain 1. Bayern Munich looking to get up to 9 points after 3 matches in this Champions League competition. Paris Saint-Germain would be stuck at 3, and it would depend on the Besiktas game versus Gothenburg today to see just how big of a lead Bayern Munich would have on the group. Throw in coming up. Here's Scholl. Busted up. Paris Saint-Germain on it. Intended for Basler. That was Yasser.
Oh, Paris Saint-Germain with such a great tradition. 14 championships. They had just won the championship right here at this stadium last year on this Friday night before the Champions League final.
How about that score? I mean, that game is played on Dinamo Kiev's home field, but Barcelona 3-0 down, and then Real Madrid extends their lead. One Spanish club doing well, the other one dying in the Ukraine. Monaco up 3-1.
And it's amazing, in the championship, it's the opposite way. Barcelona's doing well, and Real Madrid is doing very badly at home.
Pretty offensive-minded day today in the Champions League. 3 goals and more the norm for individual teams. This one is cleared out. Throw in coming up. We're going to see Fink come on for Trapattoni's Bayern Munich side. Thorsten Fink. Simone gave it up, looks to get it back instead. Gavard plays it wide to the right side. Paris Saint-Germain looking for the cross. They'll get the corner out of it. Algerino will take it. Last time they played it short from the opposite end. With Gavard taking it, this time Algerino sends it across. Helmer won that ball in the air. It came down and Yasser cracked it over the bar. Well, when you have a chance to volley like that, you hate to see them get away. We've got a player down for Bayern Munich.
I think it took a touch off the Bayern Munich player's head on the way in. That's why it went so high.
I didn't see that deflection live, but obviously it did. It's a corner for Simone Helmer. Did he ever get it? What a game for Thomas Helmer, defensively and offensively.
Well, he knew his job was a big one today.
Wearing that captain's armband, Helmer leading this team by example. Here's Simone across, right to the byline. And trying to keep it in play was Rush. Thorsten Fink will be replacing Hamann. Fink used to play with Borussia Dortmund. Hamann coming out. Hamann had a solid game. You wouldn't see his name in the score sheet, but he did play well.
Oh, he played very well. I mean, he did a lot of good running in the middle and a lot of confusion for PSG. They just couldn't figure out where they should be going, and Bayern Munich shut them down at every opportunity.
Scholl said that was a handball. The referee said it wasn't. So they play on.
Fink is one of those players that Borussia Dortmund let get away. I mean, he played with them under 16. He won another 16 German championship with them. I'd say they might have liked to have kept him now, the way he's really progressed as a good player.
Carsten Janker with 2 goals. He's been the scoring star today for Bayern Munich. His second and third goals this year in the Champions League.
Well, you just wonder if he'll ever get a full cap. He's been capped under 21, under 19, under 18, under 17, under 16, and under 15, but he's never gotten the full cap. This is going to bring it to people's attention.
Fink to Elber. The keeper was coming out. A shot and a goal. Giovanni Elber's second.
About things coming to attention. Zagala is definitely paying attention to this. Once again, a defensive blunder. Elber is going to be set free right down along the far side, and Fink is the man who sets him up. He's just on the field. Elber comes in and the keeper gets a hand on it, but Elber puts it away. Look at Fink fighting hard for this one. He's going to distribute the ball well. Elber picks it up, runs right in with it. The keeper's going to get the right hand onto it, but he just pushes it on into the net. Elber, nice movement, nice shot. Even the dance was good at the end of it.
It's very good. So Elber's got 2. Janker's got 2. Bayern Munich has 5. That's what they had coming in 2 match days. Basler will come out, and Alexander Zickler will come on. He's just missed a couple of games because of suspension. Basler had a strong game as well.
Well, I'm surprised they're taking on Zickler because, I mean, he's a goal-scoring forward. They're looking for more goals.
And 2 players going down. Foul going against Paris Saint-Germain. Alan Rabison-Tandrila. I notice you don't want to take a chance on that name.
Well, Rizzatelli's coming in. He's more to my liking. We'll talk about him instead.
Basler leaving.
Nescort. Well, he's going to give the jersey to somebody. Look at that. Isn't that a nice touch? A bunch of young kids down there. He's going to throw it right into them.
That could cause a riot, couldn't it? One shirt with about 6 or 7 kids there.
His own
great gesture.
Why doesn't he give it to me?
Yeah, great gesture. Paris Saint-Germain up the left flank. point is Zickler. Now, these two teams meet again in Paris on match day 4, so they've got to keep that in mind. I mean, you don't want to get blown out like this here and have to look forward to the rematch, no matter where it is. So they need to do something here in the final 15 minutes.
Oh, they certainly need to get some of their pride back. Janker is getting a big hand as he comes out. Rizzatelli comes on in his place. I think Janker wanted to stay in to get the hat-trick. He's not too happy about going out.
Rizzatelli comes on. He is the first Italian to play in the Bundesliga in 33 years. A 5-1 pasting. Bayern Munich over Paris Saint-Germain. And Janker acknowledges the crowd. The more you watch this guy play, the more you've got to like him, and he's only 23.
Oh, he has a great future. I mean, he's really sprung into prominence now. That goal he scored on the first match day set him up properly, and he's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Today's action comes to you from Olympiastadion in Munich, Germany. It's been an offensive explosion for two players, certainly, Elber and Janker. Helmer added one for good measure. It's a 5-1 game. Simone has the only goal for Paris Saint-Germain. I'm not sure anyone, Tommy, would have predicted a blowout like this.
Well, you certainly, you need to be a fortune teller, I think, if you figured it was going to be like this. You might have figured that they were going to win, but not like
a blowout. Simone. This one's deflected wide of Oliver Kahn. Simone still working as hard here in the 77th minute as he was at the beginning of the game, but it's got to be tough when you're down like this and on the road in the freezing cold. I mean, nothing's going right for Paris Saint-Germain, and they've caused their own problems, but still, it's just gotten worse.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that happens. I mean, it just started to steamroll along and everything started going wrong. Once you have the keeper at the back making fundamental mistakes, the defenders in front of him make mistakes, and everybody was out of sync. You could just see it. They were very unsettled. The kind of a formation that Bayern Munich threw up against them, PSG just didn't know what it was.
Maurice looking. You and I have called probably a half dozen games that Paris Saint-Germain has played in, and this is by far the worst they've ever played in games that we've done.
And they have such a good record in European competition, as you pointed out.
But credit Bayern Munich. They have played superb today. Helmer out of the back. He has one goal, the number 5 player and their captain. Kuffour now playing way up. He wasn't playing up when it was 0-0. They're up 5-1, and there he goes. Manchester United has doubled their lead thanks to Dennis Irwin scoring.
Oh, that's his second goal in this Champions League.
Sparta over Galatasaray. Here's the ball played through to Scholl, and it's stopped by Revol. A magnificent aerial view of this great stadium. 72 Olympics held here. European Cup final last year. Here's Simone. And this one rolls over the sideline. Now, Trapattoni has watched everything work well for his side today, but on the other side, Ricardo Gomez has got to be looking at the videotapes of this one when this one's over to see how to play them the next time. Certainly not like this. Ball is played to the left. Yasser, and that's deflected away.
Well, it's a key day for a lot of teams in Europe, isn't it? And Manchester United win 2-0 there. You just wonder if Harry Hand will be still in control. Find out with a big game coming up this weekend. They're playing Ajax.
80th minute. The defending champs are coming up next for our international audience only. Mike Hill and Seamus Mallon away calling that game for you. That should be far more competitive, certainly, than this one was.
Well, on paper, you'd figured it was.
Oh, we would have thought that about this game, too.
Well, it's a game, really, that Parma, well, they need to win. I mean, it's not a must-win situation for them, but what was that?
Well, there was not a white jersey in sight, so they can breathe easier.
Helmer let the ball run through. Oh, I can't say, what did he just do?
Well, you can laugh about that when you're up 5-1. Here's Gava. Marco Simone. Picked off by Fink.
Oh, Fink has made a contribution. I mean, he hasn't been on the field very long. He set up that goal, and he's done a lot of hard grafting in the midfield.
Paris Saint-Germain taking it back. Mehmet Scholl has been very active today. Scored one, but it was taken back because of a foul on Elber. Switch wide to the right side. Just barely kept in play. Gaba from Roche. Couple of side steps, played through. Blocked by Helmer. Just stuck his foot in and won the ball. Back at the other end. The running of Zickler. Busted up at the end by Leguin.
Well, I mean, with the way the Champions League is set up this year, you have a very good prospect that maybe two German teams might meet in the final. I mean, Borussia Dortmund is doing so well. They came in as the defenders of the Champions League, and now Bayern Munich as the champions, and Bayer Leverkusen are doing well as, you know, there's three teams involved in it.
Yasser giving it up in the left. Yasser stays with it. Simone. Not a good ball up the middle.
But I think when we were here in the stadium last year, Alex Ferguson told us he'd be in the final next year, and the way Manchester United are going, hey, who knows? Although Roy Keane will be a big loss. He won't be back at least until next May.
Lost for his club and for his country to Ireland, who are involved in a playoff against Belgium.
Well, Ferguson has ruled out him playing for Ireland, even if they do make the finals of the World Cup in France. Ferguson Keane won't be playing for Ireland, so that's a huge loss for Ireland.
Rai trying to play it across. Here's Fink. Mehmet Scholl. Nearly 82 minutes gone here. It has been all Bayern Munich.
Oh, Germany had to put out all the stops to get to the World Cup finals. That was a good game against Albania, 4-3. I mean, you got to score 4 goals to beat a team like that. The pressure's really on you, but it seems like the Germans always respond. Once the pressure comes on, they just seem to get the job done.
Seem to enjoy the pressure. Although enjoy is probably not a good word.
And you look at those Dynamo Kyiv result, I mean, that's practically the whole Ukraine international team that is involved in the playoffs. So they're getting a lot of time playing together. They could be a factor in the playoffs for the World Cup.
Marco Simone's goal made it a 3-1 game. That was the closest it was once Bayern Munich got off and running.
Oh,
He joined us late, a goal in the 4th minute by Elber.
He won 2 Champions Leagues with Milan, 90 and 94.
Gava hooks it inside. It's deflected out of the box and out of play.
Well, I mean, this thing has just gone dead now in terms of a competitive game. PSG, the heads are down.
Yeah. You know, when they made it 3-1, if they get another goal, yes, it's close, but then they gave one up 2 minutes later to Helmer. That was it. Officially. I think officially it was over, to be honest, when it was 2-0 the way this game was going. I didn't see anything that Paris Saint-Germain was doing that made it look like they could come back.
We didn't know at the time, but 4 minutes in it was over when Elber scored the first goal.
Zickler on the throw-in. 84th minute. Babel clears.
Oh, Babel was one of the men responsible at the back for just taking Paris Saint-Germain out of the game early. Anything that came in there, he cut it out. He read it very well.
Between he and Helmer, very little has gone through. Throw-in coming up. Ravasatandrina.
I think Mehmet Scholl has done a great job of directing the operations out there.
Babel pushing Simone for that foul. Rai. Not a strong game at all for Rai. In fact, very little has gotten through that midfield where he is normally a key player. He has not controlled things there at all. It's been really almost a completely one-sided game. Forget about what the final stats will say, the possession stats, whatever. It's been all Bayern Munich. Leverkusen over Sporting by a couple. So those German sides playing strong today. Feyenoord has gotten one back against Manchester United. Those eyes will be looking at videotapes when this game is over. That's Ricardo Gomez. He has a lot of pride. He hates this. 65 times he was capped by Brazil. Would have played in the '94 World Cup, but he was injured in training for it. You know, if he were out there, he'd still be playing hard. And he used to play for this team for 4 years.
Well, he's impressed the way one Brazilian played anyhow. But he was, unfortunately for him, he was on the wrong side, Elber.
Sent into the box. Helmer again.
I mean, they're just so cool at the back, JP. Even when it looks like there's a little bit of pressure there. Even in the first half when the score was much closer than it is now. They just move everything around, do everything so easily.
Foul again on Yasser that time. Scholl might be the most fouled player out there today.
Oh, you're going to see where he's fouled here. He goes back, fights for the ball well. Just gets the shoulder on the back.
Rimbaud looking on. He has struggled today, to say the least. Down 5-1. Long shot. That's over the bar. Michael Tarnat, not even close. He too has played well today. You couldn't find a player that hasn't for Bayern Munich today. Well, Olympiacos' backup goalkeeper looked good on match day 1, but the last 2 games now he's been bombed. Real Madrid up 4-1 on that one. From the far side, this is Rai. Younger brother of the great Socrates. He'll give it up on the right side. This ball played back to him. He slots it across. He had the shot, but he played it across instead. And now the German side clear it, and do they ever? Zickler with powerful legs, straight ahead. Picking up speed in the box. Blocked out. Franz Beckenbauer. Can't remember when he's had so much fun. On the inside, anyway. That's his game face on the outside. The crowd wanted a corner kick out of that, but I think they're going to say Zickler touched it out off the block.
Oh, a nice burst of speed by Zickler.
As I look at all these scores, I still can't believe all the goals today.
Oh, they've really opened up the net. Maybe it's because the winter has come. It's cold. Look at this.
It's unbelievable.
3-0 over Galatasaray.
None of them are low scoring today. We've had 6 goals in this one, but it's been one-sided for Bayern Munich. 2 from that man Elber, 2 from Jonker, who has since been substituted for. Elber holds it. Again, Scholl got nailed. He'll probably have more ice in his body than any other player for either side when this is over. Cut off by Paris Saint-Germain. Yasser gives it up into the middle. Straight ahead, an aimless ball, and Kahn just lets it go out. The only striker you can remember today is Simone for Paris Saint-Germain, because Maurice, I don't think, has touched the ball twice.
It's been a very disappointing day for Maurice. He's been blotted out of the game. Bayern Munich have done a good job of using and helping one another to blot everybody out. I mean, they're double team and they're bringing back 3 men at a time.
Zickler gives it up and receives it again. Almost gave it away. Helmer did well to just get rid of it. Back for Babel. Kufor